What's up guys, Blinkers on here, and today we are going to be continuing with the Be Crushed by a Speeding Wall series by creating a shop that the player will be able to buy a speed potion from that will help them get to the end of the map and will help them get wins throughout the game, and it's a really nice thing you can buy, and it actually gives you goals to work towards. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Currently we've made it so that if you press this button over here, this wall will go all the way down and it'll come all the way back. So when somebody's running, if somebody comes up and they press the button over here, the wall will go down and it will kill the player. And then if the player makes it all the way to the other side, they will get wins in the leaderboard on the top right. But today we're going to be making the shop, so let's get straight into it. So first I'm going to insert a new part, and that is going to be like our shop table kind of, where we have all of our items displayed. So I'm just going to upscale that to that and change the color to like brown, and the material is going to be wood. Yeah, that's a good one. Alright, so once it loads, you can get into the game, and you notice that this is really tall. Like, the table is really tall. So if I stand right next to it, it's not very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a rig into the game, which will help me scale while I'm modeling to know how big stuff should be. So if I click Rig Builder in the Avatar tab, I get this little window, and I'm just going to click My Avatar. And this will create my avatar as a model in the world, and I can just rotate this like 90 degrees, and now I know like how I should make my table. So I'm going to scale it down a little, and that is probably good. Yeah, I'm going to move it closer, probably make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's a good idea. So now that we have that, that's probably good. We're going to go and we're going to anchor it. And we're also going to anchor the rig over here because this is going to be like the shopkeeper. I'm just going to rename him to Shopkeeper. There we go, that's his name. And now, if I get into the game, the shop table is perfectly scaled. So now we can actually start making our potion. So if I click stop, the way we're going to do this is we're going to go into the toolbox, and we're going to look up bottle. Or actually, we're going to look up, bottle. Or potion. Let's just do potion. There we go. And now we're actually, I forgot to switch it. So models, we're not going to look for models, we're going to look for mesh parts. So now if I look for potion, you get a bunch of these potions over here. And I can just like drag out one into it, and I can look at this. It's taking a little bit to load, but there it is. That's our bottle. It's not the greatest model that we could have for this. It's a little bit different than what we expected, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to scale it down, and I'm just going to shrink it and move it to right about, shrink it down a little. And honestly, this is just a rough little example, so I'm just going to keep it like at that size. It's going to be pretty big, but that's okay. So if I put this right here, that's going to be our potion. So I'm going to rename the potion. I'm going to rename it to speed. Actually, I'm going to rename it to handle. And the reason we're going to rename it to handle is because we need to make a tool. So if I click the plus sign next to workspace and I look up tool, I can import a tool, which is an item that the player can pick up and have in their inventory. I'm going to rename this to speed potion. And I'm going to drag the handle model underneath speed potion. So this has to be named handle with a capital H, or else the player will not be able to hold it in their hand. So if I get in and I go over to it and I jump onto it, I can pick it up, and now I have it in my hand. And since it's a little bit, you can't really see me holding it, but that's just how it is. But you will be able to hold it, and it's pretty awesome. And you can even, if I get into the game and I show you again, I jump onto it, you can even drop it so that other people might be able to pick it up, which is pretty cool, honestly. And you can unequip it and equip it, but currently it doesn't do anything. So like if we started this wall and I started running, and I wanted to activate my speed potion. I couldn't activate my speed potion because there's no script. And it got rid of my tool too. And this is not there. So we're going to have to incorporate the shop system. But first, let's make the tool actually work. So we need to add a script underneath speed potion. Make sure it's just a normal script and not a local script. And inside of that script, we're going to write local potion equal to script.parent. Right, local function activated. We're just going to click enter, and then potion.activated, which is whenever the player clicks their screen or clicks a button to activate the tool, this will fire. We connect the function activated. Alright, so now that's working. This will fire every time we activate the tool. So I'm just going to write print activated. And if I click play and I get the tool, I can click and it prints activated to the console every time I click. So if I go back into the script, I can get rid of this, and we're going to make it right here. So we're going to go potion, or we're going to do local character is equal to potion.parent, because the tool its parent will be the player character, so we need a reference to that. And then we need a reference to the local humanoid, which will be equal to character find first child humanoid. Alright, so that gives us a reference to the humanoid part of the player, and the humanoid part handles the all the properties of the player, like the jump height and the speed and the health, so all that stuff that we need for the part. So what we're going to do is we're going to do humanoid.walk speed is equal to 32, which is 2 times the base walk speed, which is 16. Then we're going to do task.wait 3 seconds. And then humanoid.walk speed is equal to 16. And then potion destroy. And boom, we pretty much have our script, but we don't want to make it so that the script can be fired every time we press, every time we click with the potion. So we need to check to make sure that the potion can only be fired once. So we're going to go local can drink is equal to true as the starting value. And if can drink, actually we're going to put this after all the variables. If can drink equal to true, then and then we just need to Control X and Control V, and you need to make sure this is 2 equal signs up here and not just 1, because we're defining if it's equal to something, not setting it equal to something. So here we go, we have this now, and inside of this if loop we need to set can drink equal to false. So now the script will not be able to fire again. So if we click play and I go over to it and I jump on top of it and I click play, I get a speed boost, and after 3 seconds the tool is destroyed and my speed boost is gone, which is exactly what we wanted. And that, look how far we've gotten, which would have been so much slower if we did not have the speed potion. But if you notice, when you click play and you go into the game, if you're just taking it from the shopkeeper. You're not actually like checking with coins. And if you die with the speed potion won't just drop. Like it'll get deleted, so you won't have it anymore, and it just won't work. So we need to make sure that the speed potion will be able to be bought from the shopkeeper, and can only be bought if you have a certain amount of coins. So the way we're going to do coins is we need to make sure that we can add a new stat up here. So we have wins right now, but we need to add coins. So go down to server script service, where we have our script from the last video, and open it up. And this is a lot of code, but luckily it's not going to be as complex as the last one. And if you did not, a very big announcement, I forgot to mention this earlier, but it is in the comments of the last video. You must have, if you go to File and you go to a different thing like Game, you go to Game Settings, and then you go Security, Enable Studio Access to API Services. You need to have this turned on for the services to work. So for data store service to work, you have to have that turned on. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a new stat called local coins equal to instance.new int value. So coins.name is equal to coins.parent is equal to leader stats, and coins.value is equal to 0. So what I'm doing here is this will reset to 0 every time they leave and rejoin the game, because coins are pretty easy to get in this game, and you just need to get them. You get them every time you win. So it's going to be pretty easy to get them, and you use them for your current game. But when you leave, they'll reset, which is what's intended. But your wins are the thing that saves. So you have coins here, and now if we click play, there is a new stat in the top right called coins with 0, because I have 0 coins right now. So we need to make it so that the shopkeeper can actually detect that this will be able to be bought and can be if you have enough coins. So what we're going to do is this speed potion tool, we are going to duplicate it, and we're going to extract the mesh part, and we're going to delete the old speed potion tool, which is the one we just duplicated. So now we just have the mesh part, and we also have the speed potion itself. So if you notice, we have 2 of them now. This one has the code, this one does not. And we're just going to rename this to display potion. And underneath it, I'm going to add a proximity prompt. And before we add a script to that, I need to put this speed potion underneath replicated storage. So this replicated storage will allow us to access it pretty easily. I'm just putting it here so that we can access it earlier without having to look in the workspace, and so that it's used between server and client side things. And I'm just putting it there so I can just access it and it's easier. So I'm going to do, it's going to disappear. I can't see it anymore, but it's still there, and it's just, you can't access it right now, and it's just something that I can use to duplicate later. So I'm going to add a script underneath the proximity prompt, and I'm going to write local rep store equal to, or actually rep storage equal to game get service replicated storage, and that will allow us to get our actual tool. We're going to write local function activated, same as the other kind of script, but a little different. And then we're going to write, and we actually need a reference to the proximity prompt, so local button equal to script.parent. I'm going to go all the way down. I'm going to do button.triggered, and we connect activated. So whenever the button's triggered, we're going to connect this function, and we're going to grant the player the actual tool. So we're going to get player as a variable, and we're going to do local character equal to player.character. So any character in the game actually has a like a property that is the character, and that's just the model in the game, and that's what we need for the actual tool to be given to them. And we're going to write local tool, and we're going to write local potion equal to rep storage dot speed potion. So now we have a reference to that, and we're going to do local new potion equal to potion clone. So this will make a duplicated copy of the potion, and we're actually going to bring this out of replicated storage. So we're going to write new potion dot parent is equal to character. So this will give it to the player, and they will be able to have it. So if I go into the game, and I go over here, and I press E to interact, I actually get one. But I can get more, which is actually kind of intended. I mean, you'll be able to, yeah, I just activated that one, and then that'll get rid of it, but I can use it again. So you'll be able to get as many as you want as long as you have enough coins, but currently, there's not a coin counter. It's just going to leave it, and we can buy as many as we want even though we have 0 coins. So we're going to have to add the coin counter. So first, to make sure we can get coins, we're going to go into our script that handles all of the stats. And we're going to go into the part where it says pad increment. And underneath player wins, player.userid plus equals 1, we're going to do player.leaderstats.coins.value plus equals 10. So if I click play, I can go all the way down, and I go all the way to the end. So let's go all the way down here. Takes a bit, but luckily nobody else is there to make the wall come all the way down here. So once I get to the end, I jump down, and boom, I get 10 coins and a win. So with those coins, I will be able to buy the potion once we make the buying mechanic. So we have this right here, but we do need to make sure. So we're going to do if player.leaderstats.coins.value is greater than or equal to, let's say 10, then we take this, we cut out this code, and we put it in here. We go up, we delete, so we click play, go all the way over here. If I click E, it won't give me one. I will go all the way to the end over here, all the way to the end. I wish I could go faster, so I might just give myself like infinite coins when I start. But I come all the way over here, and I fall down, get some coins and a win, and I interact with it, and I can now get a speed potion. But it's not taking away any of our coins. So we need to go into the script, and we need to go down here, and we're going to do player.leaderstats.coins.value minus equals 10. Alright, so let me just, on start, we're going to increase this to something like 100. That's good. And now I have 100 coins to start with. If I interact, I lose them, and I can buy as many as I want, but my coins are going down, and suddenly I can't buy anymore, but the speed potions now work, and that is exactly what we wanted for this game. And we have actually finished the shop with the speed potion, but we need to make sure that the player knows how much the speed potion is. So we're going to go into this proximity prompt right here. Change the action text to buy speed potion, and we're gonna do 5 coins, and this may be too long for the action text, so we might just have to mess with it a little. Yeah, so it's a little too long for the action text. So if I need to change this to like speed potion 5 coins. Boom. So now if I click play, I go over here, we have it. So speed potion, actually 10 coins, my bad. Oh my goodness. So I need to change this to 10. Now if we click play, go over here, click speed potion. We can use our speed potion 1, 2, 3, and the speed potion will delete itself. And that is our shop complete for this game. Now, we could add more stuff like a jump coil or a speed coil, which would be just an infinite version of the speed potion. But we're not going to add that today. Pretty much just all we're going to have is the speed potion. But you can add more like a jump potion if you want, using the same script. But if you wanted to, you could change this value over here in the walk speed. You can change this to jump height. And that would change your jump height, and that would be another kind of thing. So if I do speed potion all the way down, and yeah, that is pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We have made so much in this game, and we have just about 1 or 2 videos left, and they are going to be sound effects and monetization, which will allow you to actually get Robux from your game and allow you to actually make some money from it, which will be really fun. And that will be and then we will have sound effects in the next episode, and then monetization as the final episode. And then I will be showcasing a game that I have made using everything in this game, and how you can modify this into your own awesome game and potentially go viral. So thank you guys so much for watching. Blinkers off.